Hey everyone, it's Amanda here, and today in this video I'm going to give you 8 recommendations for some ground covers, and bonus, they are also an evergreen. Great thing about this is that 4 of those ground covers are going to be part shade to shade, and then the remaining 4 are going to be for the sun area. Most of these ground covers are going to be in a zone 3 through 9, but I will put a little description of each on the screen just to double check. Okay, so actually the first 4 part shade to shade perennials that are evergreens, ground covers too, they also bloom, and some of them even have a fragrance. So for me, that's like a double bang for your buck. So I just want to clarify, when I say ground covers, when I say ground covers, I mean something that's like going to get maybe 6 inches tall. Just right here, I have this gorgeous shade-loving ground cover called Lamium. You could see the foliage is more of like a greenish silver with darker edges, and the leaves are actually like more serrated. You see how it's serrated along the edges there? And then it also has like a silver interior. But look at the sweet little blooms, and they bloom, well, right now it's the beginning of September, but they also bloom in spring, early spring. And these, you can whack back. They're pretty easy. I mean, they spread, but they're very easy to like rip up and put somewhere else. This is a plant that just keeps on giving. It is highly recommended in my garden, and actually I'm going to where I have it here by this oak leaf hydrangea, I'm actually just going to make a swoop of it around the corner. Be very pretty. Alright, and this is actually the other ground cover. Now this does get a little bit taller, but it's still considered a great ground cover. This is called Pachasandra, and it's not in bloom right now, but you can see that it's all budded up and it will produce white blooms. They do have a sweet scent to them. Also, the leaves, I mean, these were out in the sun, so they have more of like a yellow tinge to them before I planted, but they do actually have more of like a green color like that when it's in the shade, where it's properly located in partial shade. Evergreens, I feel like they just really hold on to their leaves. They don't get too raggedy either. So that's always a win. Alright, and the next one I have here, growing out of between the rocks here, this is called Ajuga. These usually have green to purplish leaves, and they have a beautiful, beautiful flower that'll come up on the stem, maybe about 2 inches high. It ranges from purple. These ones are purple, the ones I have. Some are pink and some are white. Actually, some more Ajuga. See, this has more of like that bronzy purple color to it. It's mixed in with my Lamium here. But yeah, this will spread, and again, it's very easy to rip up and separate and divide if you want to do that. Very easy. Like, I'm talking like with your hand. You could just literally pull it up. Alright guys, I actually have to stop talking about ground covers just for a second. Are you making out the silhouettes of these insects? There's 2 of them. The one on the right, praying mantis. The one on the left, Japanese lanternfly. The praying mantis is supposedly a predator to the lanternfly, and they're on opposite sides of the wood to this arbor. I mean, it's just funny to watch. Those suckers, they're so pretty, those lanternflies, but they're so destructive. So we tend to like step on them whenever we can find them. And the praying mantises, well, they're an awesome insect. But I don't know, it's just interesting. They're kind of like on opposite sides of the door, arch enemies, you know? They don't even know, maybe they don't even know that each other is there. Alright, and just down here I have a ground phlox. It spreads like 3 feet wide, but it will keep on going. This is another plant that you could easily just dig up and separate and plant elsewhere, it will keep on spreading. Evergreen, really soft foliage and beautiful blooms in the spring. When this is blooming in my yard, it's like spring has arrived. Look at these hydrangeas and these asters. Ooh. Screams fall right there. But this will actually bloom again in the fall if you cut it back. But this is very low growing, like I'm talking 2 feet high, or 2 inches high and 3 feet wide. I don't know about you guys, but I cannot wait until this heat wave that we are currently experiencing is over. Oop. Got a huge hydrangea I gotta walk through. Now the weather can change for like the next, but anyway, let's go to where the sun evergreen perennials are, and I'll show you those in my garden. Ooh, this area really took shape. Ah, look at my colocasia back there. Can't get enough. I gotta do a tour soon. Yeah, a garden tour. Okay, so right down here, evergreen, stonecrop. I have 2 different types here. I love this. And this is another plant, actually 3 different types, that just keep on giving. And you can play around with this, get different colors and textures. They do have like little blooms on them. Most people just plant them for the evergreen, and also just a great ground cover. So, and also just actually right next to it here, gotta clean up my little hens and chicks. But this is another great ground cover. Again, it will just keep on giving. Yeah, it will just keep on giving. They're great little ground covers. They're so sweet, and I just stick them in between rocks, like here and there. Crap, great ground cover. Evergreen too, guys. You can't miss that. Different type of stonecrop in here. Actually, right over here, oh, I have this lovely vanilla strawberry hydrangea. Oh, I love that fall color. Some Rebecca's that self-seeded, and they're there. But this is actually a slope, and you might not be able to tell that on the camera. But this is a slope, probably 4 feet off the ground, I want to say. So, but this is another full sun evergreen ground cover. This is Juniper Rug right here, and they do produce those juniper berries, and it's just a great evergreen. I need more evergreens in my area because everything seems to be deciduous, and in the winter, you know, 5 months of like nothing green is kind of depressing. So evergreens can really help with the winter garden, and also just to spruce things up in the winter. This grows pretty fast too. Okay, the last but not least evergreen ground cover that I'm going to be showing you is actually, it is a ground cover, but you can also use it as a vine. So, you know, it's more like a creeping vine. And no, it's not English ivy. Yeah, like all down here along this wall. I actually have to trim this. This is all honeysuckle, but the aroma that it gives off is so nice. Actually, I think there's another section where it's in bloom. Actually, right where my Rose of Sharons are. Honeysuckle came in. I'm trying to eradicate it, guys. I really am. It's just a nightmare of a plant. But like I said, if you get the cultivars, definitely worth it. And the blooms are so pretty. And you know what? The aroma it gives off is just like phenomenal. Alright, so if you guys have any recommendations for evergreen ground covers, put your zone and leave a comment of what type of plant that is so other people can know. And also if there's anything that I mentioned and showed you guys in my garden that you don't necessarily agree with, or you know, it's like a thug or whatever, let me know too, because we all garden in different areas and different soil types and, you know, different variables. matter, but that's what I have in my garden, and those are the plants that I recommend for ground covers that are evergreen. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video, and subscribe, and check you next time.